Pamela Spence, medical herbalist here, and these are my clinic notes for the week. So I've had a couple of interesting discussions this week with patients about low mood, and both were women, and this really is a message for women. Sorry, guys. We were trying to figure out whether their low mood was linked to their situation currently, whether it was linked maybe to their particular brain chemistry, or whether it was actually because of hormone fluctuations that were going on in their body. And it can be really tricky to unpick this kind of thing. So here's how I usually approach it. I thought it might be useful if any of you are feeling a bit low, it's hanging around and you're not sure what the cause is. So let's start with the brain chemistry one first of all, because that requires further expertise. Okay, so if you have the brain chemistry that is needing help and support, and that's maybe in the form of pharmaceuticals, you will probably know about that because it's probably happened before and you will recognize the pattern. So we're always looking for patterns. So if you have low mood, you recognize the patterns, you can't put your finger on it, but you know you've had it before. If you've had medication before, it's maybe that pattern has come back again. Okay, so let's park that one. If you are generally feeling low and you can relate it to a situation that you're going through right now. So life is tough for a lot of people right now. And it has been fairly relentless over the past year and a bit now. And a lot of people are, coming to the end of their resilience with that. So it could be that your resilience is low and that you can feel into it and figure out that it is to do with your current circumstance. So one person I was talking to has just had a big change and she's dealing with something every day, which is really stressful. And she knows that her low mood is to do with that. And it would alleviate when that circumstance is not happening or there's an end to it. You can see an end to it and you tend to just know these things. Maybe the one that I can help with looking out for a bit more than those two first ones would be if something is hormonal. So if a low mood is directly related to hormones, things I would be looking out for would be a fairly cyclical onset. So meaning that it tends to be worse, or maybe it's only there at certain times of the month. And those would be in the middle of the month when you're ovulating, and or just before your period. Sometimes people get it at different times of the month, but those would be the most common. Those are the times where you're going through hormone fluctuations and the hormones can be driving the feelings. So if, for example, you always think, it's just before my period, or for some people it's just after their period, or it's just in between my periods, and it happens every month, start charting it. So look for a cyclical nature. Look for a sudden onset and a sudden resolution. So what I really notice is that when somebody has low mood for a hormonal reason, they will literally wake up one morning and it's just gone. So their home situation or their work situation or their life situation hasn't changed. It's just gone. And often, for me, that would be a telltale sign that it's likely to be to do with hormones, and the hormones have shifted again in their pattern and it's resolved the issue. Certainly it's not due to like an ongoing, low mood due to a life situation that hasn't resolved itself. I hope that's kind of clear. And the other thing I'd look for hormonally linked low mood would be when it suddenly comes on and it is just like low mood under magnified. When it feels suddenly like, sometimes you get that feeling you're just raging angry and you don't know why. And there's nothing to be angry about. You just are. Or suddenly you are really teary, out of the blue, and you have no reason why, and there's nothing has happened to make you that way. Those are little indicators. I'm not saying that's definite, but they're little indicators to me that we're probably dealing with a hormonal low mood here. And then I would work to try to balance out the hormones and see if that was helpful. So, clearly that is not a diagnostic test. But I know that lots of women are sitting at home struggling with, well, I feel rubbish, but why do I? And maybe something in that, sharing my kind of, the questions that I ask people might reveal something to you. Those are my thoughts for the day. It's really turning to autumn here, although it is sunny currently, but the mornings are cold and the evenings are cold. And I noticed that it got dark a little bit earlier this week to when we do the same drive in the evening a week ago. So it is beginning. I'm layered up. I'm looking forward, I have to say, to getting my warmer clothes out. I quite like this time of year. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying it wherever you are. And take care.